YouTube, welcome back to another video. This video is all about why you are not seeing results even if you think you are training hard. Most people who don't get results, they're winging it. They're training without any real structure. They're eating what they think is healthy. They might be doing a little bit of cardio here or there, and they're saying no to themselves at the slightest convenience. So if this sounds like something that you are doing yourself, keep watching. In this video, I want to run through 4 main pillars that are going to help you get results. The first one being nutrition. I'm going to run through the format that I would run to make sure that your nutrition is pushing you in the right direction. First things first, and it's the most basic principle of nutrition. Find the calories that you're meant to be eating at maintenance. Get yourself into at least a 300 calorie deficit to promote some sort of fat loss. It's not going to be too hectic. You're not going to be too tired. And then after that, get yourself some sort of meal plan, whether that be a full meal plan, a calorie plan, or even just a protein and calorie target to hit every single day. Secondly, make sure the meals that you're having are very protein rich. Protein is going to help you stay fuller for longer. It's going to help you recover faster, and it's going to help you change how you visually look to produce that result that you're working for. And lastly, if you are a weekend destroyer where you do well Monday to Thursday, Friday rolls around, you're off work and you go straight to the pub, or you go straight eat some food that you shouldn't be eating, what I would do is increase your deficit Monday to Thursday by an extra 100 to 150 calories. Now on the weekend, you're going to have some more calories to mess around with while still staying in range. So your average calories throughout the week should not be pushing you out of the deficit that you're trying to stay in. The second pillar is cardio. Now, a lot of people think that when they get into a gym class and they smash it out for 45 minutes to an hour, that they're doing themselves good because they feel good, their face is red, sweat has been pumping. And while there is a time and a place for classes like that, it's not necessarily the best thing for you. Just like running all of the time is not the best thing for you. Or if you're on the other side of that scale, where you're only doing cardio here or there, we want to put a better structure in place. Now, if you think of a bodybuilder will never go and do a HIIT class. A bodybuilder will never go and do sprints or a really long run at any sort of decent pace, because your heart rate gets too high. When the heart rate gets too high, you're going to stop using the excess body on your fat as fuel. You're going to start using your carb sources, which is going to come from the food that you're eating day to day. So there is a time and a place, but what we want to do is get some low intensity, steady state cardio in. The reason you see the most visually appealing people in the world, bodybuilders, on a Stairmaster, on a bike, on an incline treadmill walk, is because they can really control their heart rate, and they can do it again and again and again. So your risk of injury comes way down, and then the dread of, oh, I've got that class tonight, or I really don't want to go on this really long run outside when it's raining, goes away. You can do it again and again. It's not the worst thing in the world. You can watch a YouTube video, you can catch up on messages on your phone, whatever it is, but you will promote using the excess the excess fat that is already on your body. The third and potentially the most important pillar is going to be training. I like to think of training as a skill, and before I tell you how to level up that skill, I want to ask you a question. Do you find yourself going to the gym, doing the same sessions over and over again, not feeling like you're getting much benefit out of it, and probably anxious or afraid to try something new out of fear of doing it incorrect and thinking that other people are going to be looking at you? I get you. I've been there, okay? But as I said, training is a skill. Everybody is there for the same reason, to improve themselves physically as well as mentally. Now, what you need to do is to get a structure to your training, where you come in on a Monday, you do a session, you go in on a Tuesday, you do a totally different session. You're giving your muscles that you've used on Monday a chance to rest, recover, and be used again in a better form on Wednesday or Thursday. When you come in on a Tuesday and you do a different session, you will enjoy it then, because you've got a lot more work done than doing the same session over and over and over again. Now, the last thing about training skill, when you have that structure, is applying progressive overload, meaning that every session we should have some sort of progress going from A to B, whether that looks like slightly heavier weights with the same reps, slightly more reps, or slightly more sets. That's the beginning of progressive overload. If you want to dive into that a little bit deeper, I'll be more than happy to send you over a training and talk to you about what you are currently doing and how to apply progressive overload to that. Just drop me a message, but it's a pretty lengthy topic to get into for now anyways. Lastly, the fourth pillar, which I find massively important, you can do it yourself or you can look external for somebody else to give it to you, is accountability. Again, a question for you. Do you find yourself restarting every Monday? copping yourself out and saying, I'll do it then and I'll do this now, and you never get around to it and you're going around in that vicious cycle? Or do you find yourself not adapting and getting pretty stale with your nutrition, your cardio and your training? Accountability, self-accountability, external accountability may be the missing link that you do not have. When you have a coach, your results become the coach's responsibility. Meaning, it's not just on you to say no to yourself. You have to say no to somebody else who you're obviously going to be paying money for. That puts a lot of motivation on you to go and do what you're going to do. On top of that accountability you get from a coach, you get everything else covered across training, across nutrition, supplements, a community, results. If you can't, and you have found that you can't be accountable to yourself, it may be time to look for somebody else. If you're not in the position to invest into a coach financially, get a friend involved. Get a family member involved who will call you out on the stuff that you said you were going to do and you're not going to do. A lot of the time, the missing link is just following through on the words that you speak to other people, but also to yourself then as well. So when we talk about results don't just come from one factor. It's not just your training, just your cardio, just your nutrition, just your accountability. Sometimes it's about realism as well. You are not going to drop 20 kilos in 10 days. You are not going to look like a bodybuilder after 3 years of training, or lifting a little bit heavier, or going to the gym that extra day. Sometimes these things take time, and they take somebody else telling you what to do. So hopefully you've taken a couple of things on board in regards to what you may be missing from what you're currently doing to produce a result going forward. Get your nutrition dialed in, no guesswork. Get your training structure in order to give yourself the best chance of progressing across the full range of muscles on your body. Get your cardio sorted. Don't be a class warrior. Get in and do some low intensity, steady state stuff to promote the excess fat on your body to be used as energy to be taken away. Get accountable. Get a friend involved. Get a family member involved. If you're in a position to jump into a coaching program, go and get a coach. You will not regret it. But the end of the day is you cannot put a price on health to last you forever, on learning the skill of training and being educated across all topics of health and fitness as you go. These things and the results that you earn will stick with you for a long time if you do them correctly. Hopefully you've learned a thing or two. As always, my inbox is open if anybody has got any questions. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.